Hi, this is Saintjerome of Cryptocurrencies bringing you yet another crypto experience, but today it's a little twist on it. If you can see behind me, it's precious metals, and you know I like precious metals. So, great today. The date today is 2/7/24, and we have the CEO of Defy the Grid with us today, Koda. How are you doing, Koda?
Hey, I'm doing great. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm excited to discuss what we're going to talk about.
Koda is so far off the grid, we're on audio only, isn't that right?
Yeah, it is. I literally run our whole business on a Wi-Fi hotspot, and sometimes it gets a little dicey.
So, what's your position in the company?
I'm the owner, founder. Back in 2020, um, I noticed that they're kind of demonizing cash,
Mm-hmm.
and by saying, oh, well, the germs can spread on cash and stop using it, and also there's a coin shortage, and I just did a little bit of critical thinking, and I came to the conclusion that they're trying to get rid of cash
Mm-hmm.
and go all digital. So as soon as I saw the Goldback, which is what's pictured behind you, as soon as I saw the Goldback, I thought, oh my gosh, that is going to be the most popular thing. That can be a good replacement for cash when it's when they implement that type of system. I mean, there are certain things that I don't buy with a credit card,
Right.
and like things that I kind of want to maintain my privacy on. The first is usually you can go into a gun store and get them,
Right.
and and two, if they're trying to, you know, limit how much beef you eat with these CBDCs, if they're trying to limit how many hamburgers you can buy, I mean, some days I just wake up in the morning and think, hey, I need a hamburger, and if I'm being limited with their CBDCs, then okay, a Goldback. I'm sure people will see the value of Goldbacks when all of a sudden they can't buy what they want to buy.
Well, I know that I am quite excited about it. So I was excited really to talk to you today too. And up front, folks, I have already made two orders with Defy the Grid. Great prices on the Goldbacks and different little items too, and other precious metals. Correct online.
Yep, yeah. We have a lot of different things. There are two types of products on the website. One is a product that we ship ourselves, and the other is called Supplier Direct. And there's usually a banner on the pictures, and that ships directly from the supplier to you. But yeah, with our supplier, we're able to sell a lot more than what we have on hand,
Right.
since we're kind of a small bullion company.
So, well, let's see. I look at my list of questions here. So now I know a little bit about your background because I've been listening to some podcasts and that. But I know you mentioned cybersecurity and Defy the Grid. Then came from solar panels, correct?
Yeah, we started the website Defy the Grid as like a solar panel website where it was kind of like an affiliate link type website. Um, that that didn't really go too far. I mean, I did have a full time job doing cybersecurity, and yeah, I just didn't go too far. But then when Goldbacks and the opportunity to be a gold dealer came into fruition, um, that's when I ditched the solar panel idea and then made Defy the Grid a gold and silver company, which kind of fits pretty well.
So yeah, I like the title. That's pretty cool. I've got a little solar at the Saintjerome residence also. So that's pretty good. I don't. It's just really nice when we have an emergency. We had horrible winds this summer, had trees blocking my road, and we were without power from the grid for about 4 days. But then the batteries kicked on, and, and the generators and everything, and we got through okay like that. So
Yeah.
it was nice to have that little assurance of that. So, you talked a little bit about Goldbacks here. What's the process on these now? I'll play dumb. How do you know there's any gold in these things? Huh?
Yeah, that's great. Now, just to show you how confident I am with Goldbacks and making sure that there's gold in them, you can sell a Goldback back to us, and usually we pay 5% less than what we sell them for. you can sell them back to us. And what we do is we just count them. We don't care about nicks. We don't care about, bends or anything like that. We just count them and we put them, if they're in good condition, we resell them, or if they're not in good condition, then we just exchange them out for good ones. Now compare that with a silver coin or a gold coin, gold bar, silver bar. When we receive them, first thing that we do is we weigh them, right? If it's 1 ounce, it better be 1 ounce. Number two, what we do is we do the sound test. We make sure that it sounds like gold or silver. Number three, if we're still unsure at that point, we measure them, make sure the volume should be equivalent to 1 ounce of gold or silver. Now, gold is the very tricky one because you can, especially if it's in like a plastic case, and we use like a $2,000 machine that x-rays it and is able to tell us if it's gold all the way through. Because you can with tungsten, you can fake just about all those tests, except the ping test. Tungsten does not sound like gold. So the ping, it just sounds really dull, doesn't ring. But scammers, what they do is they put a plastic wrap around those gold bars or silver coins,
right,
or gold coins to keep you from doing the ping test. So, but yeah, that $2,000 machine that we have, it can verify that. But not everyone has $2,000 to spend on a machine to verify their gold or silver, which is, why we recommend maybe go into your coin store, and also like never go to Craigslist buying gold or silver, because I bet you 50% of those are fake.
Yeah, it's getting ridiculous nowadays. I got taken in the past, but just a couple times. It wasn't a big deal, but I'm kind of afraid I got a couple guys I trust, coin dealers, but still, you got to really watch carefully. Matter of fact, I have a little pinger thing. It helps to verify the silver. And one of the dealers, it's a friend of mine, came over to where I was selling bullion. And when I pinged it, no, it was fake Morgan.
Oh, man.
And so they're like, oh, man.
Oh.
And that got by them. It was a good fake.
So just to compare and contrast, when we receive Goldbacks, we just count them. When we receive gold or silver coins or bars, we pray that they're not fake, even after all those tests.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the process of Goldbacks is just amazing. And I have complete faith in it. And I know when they put the layer of gold on it, I've been watching podcast after podcast to learn as much as I can. I see they're always over what they say they are. So if it says 1/1000th of an ounce, which is the one, then it's really about another extra 5% or so a lot of times. And I saw, have you seen Mike Adams verifying it?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, and that, he goes through and tests it real good. And if you're not that guy with the butane torch trying to melt the thing and do it the right way, you're going to find it out. To really do it, don't you need a kiln and something to make sure you collect that little dot of gold that pops out?
Yeah. We've done it before. One thing that I'll also say regarding that, the extra 5%, is the last time that we bought gold ARMs. They said that the spot price was $2,100. And I called them out. I'm like, hey, why is the spot price $2,100? That was like a month or two ago. And they said, oh, it's just because we add 5% extra in each ARM, just so that we're not defrauding anyone. And, there's always, we're not going to be put in jail for one mistake,
Mm-hmm. So, well, cool. So let's see what we got here. So now that some people complain about the premiums, they say the premiums around 100%. Now I know why, but why is that not a real good argument against the Goldback?
It's not a good argument because you got to ask before complaining about premiums is how much can I sell this for? Okay. Now there's two different options that you have. If you have a Goldback and you want to get some value out of it, you can barter it. Go to goldback.com. Right now, one Goldback on the street bartering is worth about $4.25. It might be plus or minus 10 cents in there. It's so let's say you bought it today. Today's price is $3.96. You can buy it on our website for $3.96 and then use it on the street for $4.25. That's about an 8% increase in value that you have. Now, let's say that you're not the bartering type. You just don't know how to go about that, or you can sell back to us, and we usually just pay 5% less than what we sell them for.
Yeah. So I was talking to you before we were recording, but I went to a gun show this weekend, and I'm in the communist state of Illinois, so
Yeah.
it's not legal tender here at the moment, and it'll probably be a while before it was. But you can barter, and I was mainly just selling at my cost, right, of it, just to get it out there and get people kind of interested in it. On that, you want to talk about a little bit about the legal tender aspect of these in the states, real quick?
Yeah, on each Goldback, it's called specie legal tender, which, according to my understanding, and I may be wrong on this, is if you have 1,000 Goldbacks, you can trade that 1,000 Goldbacks in for a $50 gold coin.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know anyone in the world that would do that, because you're essentially trading $4,000 into $2,000.
Right.
But that is what legal specie tender means. Shoot, what else on that?
Well, I know that what's really cool about it is we have to unhinge ourselves from the number. One does not mean $1. One means one Goldback. And so we're talking about proportionally the gold, because the one thing that's really cool about these is how fungible they are. Because if you have 51s, it's the same gold that's in a 50. And any combo thereof, right? 2 10s and a 5 is a 25. And I just find that amazing. And then maybe I don't know if I can do this right. Let's see if I can get this to show. But there's this great package that just happened to come today from Defy the Grid to be up there. And this isn't showing real well, but it is a Utah gold, one Goldback. And then I had this previously. Here is a 50. And this is Wyoming, I guess it is. Yeah, it's got the cowgirl on it out there. So just comparison-wise, okay, I'm starting to shine all over the place. Big size difference, and folks, when you hold them in your hand, which you can't, invisible money, big weight difference too. I mean, you can
big thickness difference too. You can really feel the gold in the 50.
Yeah, the other thing I like about this, which I go, you can officially call these coins. It's just a different kind of coin than you've ever had before, right? It looks like a currency bill of some kind, but it's officially can be called a coin.
Yeah.
So, all right. So these started what, 2019, I believe, with Utah.
Yeah.
Goldbacks, and then how did they progress after that?
It was a hit from day one, and they just we got in about 2020. And from what I remember in the early days is there was almost no inventory to go around. Our inventory was limited. And what you'll find is if you try to find those early Goldbacks, like 2019, some 2020s, their prices are very high because they're super rare. As you can see.
2019's on the screen there behind me.
Yeah, they only made, so for example, the 50 Utah Goldbacks, they only made 2,600 of them.
Wow.
And right now, if there's 1 million Goldback users, 2,600 is not a very big number.
No.
And there's always someone who's super OCD about collecting every single year, every single state and everything. I'll tell you, the most rare isn't the Utahs. The most rare is the New Hampshire 2020 Goldbacks.
Oh.
And the reason for that is they're planning to launch in 2020, but They were looking at their inventory and they saw, we don't have enough inventory to launch. And so there were only 600 of the 50s ever created
Wow.
in the year
Wow.
2020.
I bet those are going for collectors pretty high then.
Just the 50s are selling for about $1,300. And then if you sell like the set, if you buy the set of the 25, 10, 5, and 1, they go for easily $2,500.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty neat. That's pretty cool at a collecting standpoint. So, and that's what's so neat about these. I mean, you use them every day for purchases, but yet, they've got a history on it and already got some collectibles. So, and I'm being a novice, I hope I don't spend one that's got some value to it, above what the currency value is. Now, I was going to ask you going into currency. So, you live in one of these friendly states, I understand. So you make a lot of purchases yourself using the Goldbacks?
Oh yeah, we've purchased eggs, and like the funny thing too is you can go to goldback.com and there's like a featured business section where you can tell who in Utah accepts Goldbacks. I've probably spent Goldbacks with 2 of those vendors, but everyone else have been people that said, "Hey, what's that?" And then I explain it 5 minutes of explaining what a Goldback is. They say,
Right.
"Oh, cool. Yeah. Can you pay us with that?" And so, for example, the person I bought eggs from, they didn't know what a Goldback was until I showed it to them. The solar installer, he just came over. I could tell he was a prepper, and I just gave him a Goldback, and he was very impressed. 5 minutes of explaining what it was. He asked me, "Can you pay me with these?" As well as my the storage guy that I used to have like a storage unit when we were in between houses, and he asked me, "Hey, can you pay me with Goldbacks?" And it was a little bit frustrating because I had to go in and pay him Goldbacks every month, but it was rewarding. I saved 8% on each purchase, and
Well, and you gain a little bit with the person too. When you share something like that, then you're going to catch a break probably later on something making new friends. That's pretty neat. Well, I have in the back of my mind, I don't know, but I kind of want to take a Goldback trip to the West. I'm in Illinois, so head through South Dakota, I guess Wyoming, Nevada, ended up in Utah, and then I guess Salt Lake's where it's at on businesses, isn't it? I was looking at the businesses that take Goldbacks online, and like, good night, there's a ton of stuff around Salt Lake, and Utah in general. Folks, there's hundreds of businesses. I'm going to say what, 700, 800 probably in Utah alone. Yeah, it's quite amazing.
I would say somewhere close to 400. I mean, it might be higher now. But again, there are lots of businesses that will accept them without even being on that list.
When I was looking online on goldback.com, I started and just looked at every single business that took and that was listed. I know there's more that take it than that. And then I was kind of in my head planning that, okay, I could get a haircut here in New Hampshire, stay at this hotel, then go eat sushi over here in South Dakota. So that's I guess that's kind of my bucket list. I would enjoy doing that. I just enjoyed at the gun show doing bartering, let alone like actually not having to haggle and people that know what you're talking about when you do it. So,
although I will say one time, I'll drop a name that you guys all know. Shift. What's his first name?
Peter, is it?
Peter Shift. Yeah. So he was at a coin show, and he was there, and someone offered him a Goldback or maybe a 5 for his book.
Uh-huh.
And he kind of looked at it, and I think he like scoffed at the idea. But I'm sure right now he's probably kicking his butt because he said, I don't see this going anywhere.
Yeah.
But I mean, now I wonder what would happen if you offered him a 5 for one of his books.
Yeah, that's kind of funny that the gold guy won't take gold, isn't it?
Yeah, it
I
is.
mean, that's really funny. I was like, we were talking before you and I about I don't want to spend too much time on this, but the Liberty Dollar, which was a
Yeah.
private currency that was tried from '98 to 2007 until the feds came and took everything claiming counterfeit on it. But I took a little trip out east and I kind of did the same thing with the Liberty Dollars like that. I looked up the businesses that did it. Now, what got them into trouble was it was too close to Fed notes. Even though I didn't think it was that close, that they couldn't escape the fact that it said dollar on it, and that
Hmm.
is what did them in. But you look at the Goldbacks, there is just absolutely no way that this is counterfeit on a Federal Reserve note. The vote, they go portrait instead of instead of landscape. Uh, there's no backside. It's all women in history of each state. It clearly says a species legal tender in the state it's in, and it clearly says it's not a U.S. dollar too on it. So
Yeah, and one more thing is the 25. Normally in our coinage, it's usually a 20 instead
right.
of a 5.
Yeah. I know when I see people first take these that, they get that dollar thing in their head and it takes a second or two to get them off, but no, it's not a dollar, it's a Goldback. So the dollar amount is going to vary. I mean, one day that one Goldback is going to be $10, in the future, not just like around four Fed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so if you can, please, before just get the dollars out of your terminology when you're talking about Goldbacks. One
Yep.
Goldback today is worth $4.25.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, I've been watching a lot of everybody's videos that it talks about
Yeah.
Goldback enough to drive my wife crazy, even on it. But I kind of do it when she's not around on that. And I listen a lot of was it Jeremy Corden? Is that how he pronounces his name?
Yep, that's the CEO of Goldback Inc.
Right, and Benjamin Schaefer also, who I believe is legal counsel and,
Yes.
and like that. Now, have you had a chance to talk with both those guys or either of those guys?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
So I pick up on the enthusiasm of both of them. So is there any like special insight you have like on both of them or anything?
Um, Special insight. I mean, I've known Jeremy since 2020,
Okay,
and
so you've had
I'll say, yeah, he really believes in the Goldback. He really believes that it's going to solve a lot of our issues. And I mean, so do I.
mhm.
That's why, I mean, we could be charging a lot more money per Goldback for these. But, essentially our goal is to get them out into everyone's hands so that they can be used and people can essentially defy the grid, whatever that grid is. But yeah, Jeremy loves the idea. He really believes it. Benjamin Schaefer, I think his story is he was um, I don't know how he knew Jeremy, but Jeremy said, "Hey, do you want to work for us?" And Ben was like, "Well, you got to pay me a lot of money to do that." Or something along those lines, because attorneys aren't cheap, right?
Oh no, yeah. Unfortunately, I do know that.
Yeah, attorneys are not cheap, and I think they made it work out somehow. And Ben, he is like the ultimate. I don't want to say salesman, because he just wants what's right for everyone.
Right
But I mean, he really believes in it as well, and is super motivated.
now, is he the one that was helped on the legal species for Utah, the law that went through 2011? Was that him or somebody else?
No, so I think, and I might not be the best person to answer that.
Hmm.
That happened in 2011, well before Goldbacks ever came into
Right.
play. And then I think that was the founding of UPMA, United Precious Metals
Oh,
Association,
okay. Okay.
and where they used gold eagles as well as silver eagles as the legal species.
I see.
And then they implemented a system where you'd be able to buy and sell things with those gold and silver coins.
So yeah, I mean the Goldbacks takes the problem out of I've heard Jeremy talk about this. Is like, okay, you got a $2,000 1 ounce gold eagle, right? and you want to buy a carton of eggs. How do you do that? You can't do it. You can't even do it with a little fractional gold piece because was it Jeremy? He had like the smallest gold coin ever minted from India. And it was just like this little speck. How do you keep track of that in your pocket, right?
Yeah, I have a small coin collection myself, and one of them, probably my favorite coin, is like a $1 gold coin from like the 1800s.
Oh wow!
And I swear I've lost that thing like 5 times, but I found it every time. But yeah, I joke with my wife saying that our money's getting slippery.
Well, I teach Spanish, so I kind of like the libertades, for the silver, and then I like the old 2 peso coins. So the very first gold coin I ever purchased, it was a 2 peso gold coin, and I think I paid $12 for it. Well, shoot,
wow,
things like it's over 100 now, I believe, on fiat currency. I was like, damn. So that's 1,000% since I purchased it or so.
Holy cow!
And we know that. Well, I mean, fiat is so robbing. I was running my salary when I first started teaching, and I got around $19,000. Do you know what that is in 2000? I was doing $2023. $19,000 then is now $81,000.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy, right? So, folks, inflation is going to kill you if you don't get into, gold and silver, and crypto. Also, hence the crypto experiences. So that's a bad transition. But I was going to ask you if you had any thoughts about hooking up cryptocurrencies with gold. I know there's been people who have tried that before. Liberty Dollar even tried it, but they didn't do a very good job. But that was really before the blockchain. Now we have the blockchain that can keep track of those things.
Yeah, one common complaint that I hear with Goldbacks is, hey, I'd like to buy something online with my Goldbacks, or hey guys, there's no vendors around me that accept Goldbacks, right? Either you don't like to barter, or there just really is none around you, and that's when like the blockchain would come in handy, right? Wouldn't it be nice if you could send your Goldbacks to a central depository, or like a vault, and then that vault would just be trading Goldbacks between users of that cryptocurrency, and exchanging value. Wouldn't that be nice? So that then you can easily make a purchase online, and go from there.
Yeah, I mean, the convenience of cryptocurrency is exactly what you just said. And so if you can tie Goldbacks to a similar type of thing, I mean, that'd be a great combo of the two, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. And one of the big things too is, I mean, like Lynette Zhang says, if you don't hold it, you don't own it, right?
Right.
I see people like jumping up and down for joy over these, like for example, the Texas cryptocurrency backed by gold.
Right.
I see them jumping up and down for joy for that. But before I do that, the biggest question I ask is, well, can I hold the gold that supposedly is in this vault? And like, oh, no. It's in like 20 or, kilo gold bars. No way would you ever be able to do that. So that's, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, well, I mean, if it's in 20 kilo gold bars, holy cow, how do you get you got 10,000? That will they do hey, I wanted to withdraw my 10,000. How do they get 10,000 to you?
Yeah, honestly, I don't know. And that's why I'm always suspicious too, of these crypto, like cashless currencies, right? Where there's a few of these projects going on. One that I'll name that isn't quite off the ground yet, and they're working through some things before they go live. But it's called finance.gold. Now you can type that in your browser, PHINANCE.gold. So finance spelled with a PH. I would encourage everyone to go there and then sign up for like the mailing list, and they'll go ahead and send you, when they're ready to go live, they'll send you information that you need to know, and a hint at when you can start paying with your gold or other assets.
So that's really cool.
So yeah, I'll go ahead and get you in touch with the developer,
Okay.
and hopefully you can have like an interview with him and go over your more specific questions. But
Sure.
I do know that digital gold that you can also hold is also is it's in the works right now. So where you'd probably be able to use your Goldbacks or other gold items and purchase everyday things. The specifics are still in process, but I do know that it's in the works.
Yeah, I was going to make a comment about the gold and silver in general here. It just popped in my head, but I was a big Ron Paul guy, so in the Fed and all that kind of thing. And then, have you ever heard of a minister named Lindsey Williams at all?
I haven't.
Well, he's gone now, but he worked on the Alaska. He was in the Alaska pipeline, and the oil executives hired him to calm the men down because they're up there, and they got super rowdy and causing lots of trouble. And he went in and talked to them. It was like a counselor and got a lot of respect from the men. And he got so much respect that these were the top CEOs of the top companies were up there meeting. He was able to come into their meetings. So
Wow.
he got in. Yeah, he was with the elite guys, period. If you want to call them elite, or I don't want to go into other terms, but so he made actual friends with them. So they were able over the years to give him inside information. Boy, they did. And I remember one thing he said they told him is the money of the elite is gold and silver. And if it's printed on a piece of paper, it's worth the It's worth the piece of paper. And those are two big, takeaways I got from that. And the Goldback solved that right here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's gold that you hold in your hand that you can't easily lose, that has a set value associated with it.
Yeah. So, all right, I'm gonna look over my questions here. Let's see. Okay. Is there such a thing as a silverback? That's a loaded question because I know there is.
There is. They are novelties. I know you can buy them. I think for don't quote me on this, but $10 to $20 from I think JM Bullion, and those are like ungraded silverbacks. Right. Now, if you want like the low serial numbers, we have those at Defy the Grid. And those are the only ones that we're able to sell. And those can go for quite a lot of money.
Now they were graded too, weren't they? If I recall looking online there.
Yeah, that's right. They're graded from, I think it was PMG. Yeah, do a fun little search and go to eBay and type in silverback. And for the low serial numbers, I think you'll be very surprised at what you find.
Yeah, they're really cool looking. I mean, the silver color versus the gold color, and the process was the same. But you want to tell everybody listening, monetarily, how efficient are they?
Not very. they're novelties. If you're looking to invest, I mean, gosh, define invest. And if you want the best value for your money, Goldbacks are where it's at. Silverbacks are just fun to have.
I think I recall there was 100,000 ever made, but only 3,000 of the purple or blue or something?
Yeah, it was the lowest 1,000 serial numbers are purple, and then everything else are reds.
Right, and I bought 3 of the red, and they were about that $10 range, roughly 10, $11. And they're pretty cool. They're pretty big too. They were bigger than a 1 Goldback.
Yeah, they're the same size as a 50 Goldback.
Yeah. Oh, is that big? Yeah, it's a big thing. But I heard somebody say, probably it was Jeremy or somebody, but I heard them say that there's only 2 cents worth of silver in it.
Yeah,
you're going to go with Fed. So yeah, it's not monetarily. You wouldn't want to be traded, but boy, it is a neat thing to collect them. So.
And they have a pretty cool technology in there where the silver will it's a lot harder for it to corrode over time. With a Goldback, you don't need to have that type of technology because gold doesn't corrode over time, but silver is kind of volatile. But yeah, I mean, I do look forward to the day to when actually maybe this will happen, but when the silverbacks will be going for more money because of the oxidization, making it like cool designs and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, that's just something that's fascinated me with silver over the years is when they're toned.
Yeah,
it can be really valuable. And I was like, to me, it's like, well, didn't that kind of mess the coin up being toned? But I mean, it does look kind of cool when they're kind of rainbow color. But yeah, but I know you get a good toned coin, it can really add to the value of the coin for collectors.
Yeah.
Going on there. So, well, is there anything you would like to add like that? I think we're getting kind of towards the end of questions I might have. I mean, the big takeaway I'm taking here is, first of all, your company, Defy the Grid. And before I forget, you have a special offer for anybody listening to this for 24 hours, I believe, right?
Yeah. Actually, let me go ahead and move it to 48 hours after this video. I'll go ahead and move it to 48 hours. And the wallets for Goldbacks will be set at $15, which is our cost. That's what we buy the wallets for, and we're selling it to you for what we buy them for.
So I'm going to switch back at my image behind me real quick here, because if I got the picture here, let me see if I can find it. Oops, just a second. But I should have a picture of a wallet. And see if I got it. I actually took, there we go. So that's one of yours, Koda, wallets. So I purchased that from you. I happened, folks, to catch the $15 on a promotion on 24 hours one time by pure luck. So yeah, I kind of cut it off a little bit with my camera, but those wallets will hold all the bills in it without wrinkling. So they're pretty neat. So it goes a little higher and it will hold up to a 50. So all the way 50, 25, 10, 5, 1, boom, all the way down. And it comes in black or brown, correct?
Yep, that's right.
So $15 is a steal. So everybody get on there and get those. So pretty cool. Anything else today?
I don't have anything else. I mean, go ahead and review your questions, see if there's anything pressing on there.
I don't think so. I mean, maybe a little bit crypto, since it's crypto experiences. So do you have any background in crypto yourself? I know you take crypto on for payment, correct?
Yeah, we do take crypto for payment. If you want to buy, let's say you want to cash in on some earnings with your Bitcoin.
Right.
You can spend them on our website. I do it. We don't use exchanges. I kind of, it's pure. We don't use BitPay or anything like that. Mm-hmm. If you send money or crypto to our wallet, we will receive it, and there's no exchange involved in there.
So I'll put just like a little plug for me a little bit in there, but I think I mentioned this to you earlier when we were talking before we started recording, but Caleb and Brown in Australia are crypto brokers, and I've been dealt with those folks. Those guys are really good. Now, again, if you don't have it in your hand, right, you may not control it, but they've got a real good reputation going. And they charge, if you go through the code I have, they charge only 3.5% fee. Well, I find that amazing because, man, you go to a Bitcoin ATM, that could be 20-25%, on one of those things. And even Coinbase, the best you can get's 3%. And I've had a lot of trouble with Coinbase, so I don't use them anymore. So those guys are good. I find, just to get a little Bitcoin, I find the Strike app is good. Olive Pay. And I'm messing around a little bit with Cake Pay for Monero, which if people don't know, it's a privacy key. So, but I'm not too good into that yet. And I come from what's called the Litecoin family. So I got several friends that are podcasters, and we really think Litecoin is the right coin, for cryptos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we accept Litecoin, Bitcoin, even if you have a bunch of Dogecoin hanging around, we'll take that too. Why not?
Yeah, well, you know, with merge mining, you can mine both Litecoin and Doge at the same time, which is pretty crazy. And
Well,
for privacy, Litecoin now has Mimblewimble, and you can go in the layer above the regular blockchain and come out the other side, and hard to know who had it originally.
awesome.
Yeah, so yeah, Bitcoin doesn't have that. So, well, I think that's pretty much it. I'll go ahead and say goodbye, but I'll just pause it first before I hang up so I can talk to you a second or two before we go. So, thanks, folks, for tuning in. I'm going to get this uploaded today, and thank you, Koda, for showing up.
All right. Thank you.